What's up, everybody? It's Damp, and I'm going to go through the first video to give you an intro to the Hunter, and we're going to focus on the shotgun. Now, the reason we're going to focus on the shotgun is primarily because if you didn't buy a lot of the additional content that we discussed last time, and you just bought the 3-month package and you've just started, we're going to focus on the shotgun because it's the gun you can use that can kill the most prey. Okay, so to start with a shotgun, if you've never shot one before, shotguns use shells for their ammunition. Rather than a cartridge. So I'm going to kind of break that down, so bear with me if you know what I'm talking about. But basically, there's 3 types of shells. You'll see them here, the green, the red, and the blue. The green's birdshot, the red is buckshot, or blue. This is black, obviously, duh. So black is slugs. So to break down birdshot, birdshot is basically a large amount of bullets that you'd use to shoot birds. So the bullets that are in there are actually called pellets, and the pellets would spread out into a wide, kind of like a cloud, and that's used for birds and mostly shooting clays. So keep in mind that when you shoot these shells, you want to shoot them at primarily birds, turkeys, pheasants, geese, ducks. That's it. Don't shoot it at anything else, because you're going to do minimal damage, and it's probably just going to run away and be a pain in the ass for you. Now, if you did buy a membership of any type, you get 3 packs of this that's going to be constantly replenished. You don't have to worry about it. Next one we're going to look at is buckshot. So buckshot's utilized to take deer. You can also utilize slugs. You can also use buckshot for things like foxes or smaller prey. But buckshot and slugs aren't necessarily interchangeable. Buckshot is used really for really up-close shots. And slugs, you can use these quite a bit farther out. A slug is actually like an actual solid chunk of metal rather than having pellets like the other 2 that would. So I've actually killed moose and bears with slugs. So they're primarily used for bigger prey. But you can also use buckshot to take some bigger stuff down as well. But I would recommend slugs if you're a little bit farther out and you don't think you can get that close. So what you're going to be using to call most of your prey, if you only have the starter kit, is the deer call. So the deer call here, it's a bleat call. Obviously, when you hit the number 4, the call's going to go off, just like this. Hit 4, left-click your mouse, and you're going to call things. Now, you can't call too much, despite what some people might tell you. You can't really call too much. And if you took the tutorial, they want you, in the tutorial, you'd think to track things. Don't ever do that. Really bad idea. You'll be walking around for an hour and a half like I did when I first started. I really struggled to understand the point of the game. What you want to do is get into the game and kind of navigate around with WASD, obviously WASD, but you can hold C to run, or hit C to run, rather, if you were walking. If you hit C again, he'll go back to a walking pace. But you really don't want to be walking and or running around anywhere. Maybe just as you leave the camp. That's really the only time you want to be walking and or running. Because there's not much around the camp directly, but you're not going to get very far. And what you'll notice is you should begin to get a call. And that call, what you're going to do is you're going to hit your tab button, keep it on your hunter mate, and we're going to crouch down with control, and we're going to use Q to auto run. Pro tip, use Q a lot. Keep your guy crawled, be patient, and just use Q. Don't run through the woods, don't walk through the woods, just crawl. It's much easier. I mean, you can walk or run even after you shoot something with a loud gun, but if you're only shooting them with a bow, you definitely don't want to be running around because there could be another animal real close. So really all you're going to do is hit Q and run and sit back and relax and wait for a call. Don't try and track trails for the most part. There are certain species, which we'll get into later, you can do that with pretty successfully. Pheasants are one of them. But primarily, most of the animals you're going to hunt in the game, especially the larger prey, you're going to wait for them to call. So what you're going to do is walk around out in the woods for a little bit. Feel free to use your call if you'd like. But when you hit a call, you need to go back to your hunter mate, and then you're going to left-click your mouse when you hear something call, and it will show up, and you've identified kind of where it is. So really what you're looking at is you really want to wait until something calls. Now, it's going to take a few minutes, probably much longer than this video would be worthwhile to wait around for that. So I'm not really going to show you guys that. But really, a couple beginner tips. As you're walking around, whenever you see a trail, you definitely want to track it and identify it, because it will help you level up your experience, increase your hunter score over time, and you'll be able to eventually track. Like when you first start, you can't track if it's male or female or how big it is, or get a good idea on where it's going. As you get more experience from tracking, you can actually see how big it is, what male or female it might be. As you're using your binoculars and you're spotting them, the more spots you do with your binoculars, what will happen is you'll be able to do the same thing. And as you're tracking blood tracks, you can actually see where you shot it as you get more experienced. So those are a couple tips. The Q tip is a really important one with the auto walk. It makes your life so much easier to sit back and relax and just walk around and wait for something to call. Again, don't be afraid to call too much while you're walking around. A lot of times you'll get one to talk back to you. But primarily what you want to do is walk around, wait for something to call, then you're going to click, you're going to identify it, and let's say it was over in this direction. You're going to walk towards it, get to a pretty good ambush point, and then you're going to identify where you want to set up for the kill. So this is another thing that it was a little complicated when I first started. I really didn't know where to aim. On different species, it kind of varies, but on most of the species you're going to hunt, you want to aim for the front of the forelegs, or in the front forelegs, about 2 to 3 inches above them. So what I'm going to do is Alt-Tab real quick. I'm going to get you guys an image and kind of show you what I'm talking about. So I just pulled up a Google image, and here you have it. And I apologize that's so small. There's not an easy way to do it. So this is from Missouri Hunting License, Where to Shoot a Deer. So you can kind of see the heart is right here where my mouse pointer is moving, and I'm sorry it's so small. The heart's right here. That's pretty much an instant kill. And then you have the lungs behind it, which is another really good kill spot. So the place you want to avoid is back here towards the intestines, because that's not going to be a kill shot. That's going to make this life very miserable. You want to focus towards the front half. Also, you're going to have to track it down if you shoot it in the abdomen. You really want to shoot it towards the front part of its body, because that's going to make your life easier. Now, if its head is coming at you, which will happen a lot, what I'll do is I'll load another image and kind of show you guys where you want to aim for that one. So basically you're going to aim down towards the front part of the deer, and you're going to try and hit the lungs, ideally. So, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a deer, but really to give you a general idea, I want to be able to load a good picture. I apologize, it's taking so long. So here's where you want to focus on. If its front is coming towards you, is right in through here, through this space right here. And that's kind of low, but that's really where you want to aim. And this will allow you to hopefully kill more deer and most animals without having to chase them down, because that can be really frustrating. Again, if you're tracking them down and you've already hit them, you don't really want to run, you don't want to walk, just get down in your crouch position and you're going to do an auto run. Just like we are now. So hopefully that helps you guys. I apologize for all the hopping around, but if you've been watching enough of my videos, you know I really don't have editing software or anything. So hopefully that helps you all. And I'm going to be coming out with more videos that get more and more advanced as you get throughout the game. But I think that should help you and get you a good start. Another thing I'd advise is try and partner up with some people. If you hang out in my chat long enough, you'll partner up with people who have the hunter, and you'll be able to do some cool stuff like they have deer blinds already set up, or they'll have baits already set up, and you just walk on their server, and you might walk from a tent right away. You don't have to chase anything down. You just go into the deer blind, you wait or go into the goose blind or the duck blind, whatever, and you just wait for something to come. And as soon as it comes over, you get kills pretty quickly. That was a good way to learn just general kind of how the game works and how it functions. So that's some other advice I'd give you is look in the forums, look for some friends, try out the game. Hopefully people already have some advanced content that are willing to help you out. I'm sure if you hang out on my channel, there's some people you'll meet who'll be happy to take you along. They've been very welcoming to most of the people that come by and hang out. So that's really all I have for this video. I wanted to keep it kind of short and kind of just give you a general intro on how it works. So those are some things I really struggled with in the beginning. I really tried to track so many trails, and I never found anything. So hopefully that helps you guys. Let me know in the comments if it does. And I'll be coming out with some more stuff later on as I'm going to break down species by species over the next few months. Thanks, guys, for watching. See ya.